Hi and welcome back to my vlog. I know it's been a long time. Thank you. My head was just too full of details and I couldn't find the space to do the vlog as well as I would have liked. But as you can see, the house and the office and the shed are now here and behind me. That vacant bit of dirt is now has foundations with everything holding the house and the office down, a concrete slab for the office, there's water tanks. My daughter's off playing, one of the dogs has just gone to chase her, the other one's at my feet. Hello mate. So I've got a bit of a story to tell you with this one, but I'm going to show you inside first because I know some of you who have been watching this vlog are actually interested in natural building, and it is a hempcrete home which is amazing for insulation, fire resistance, vermin proof, termite proof, lots of fabulous things. So let's go inside first and after that I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, into the house. Come on doggies, in or out, quick. In. So this is a doggy door for them. We just slide that silver bit up. It's there in the meantime just as extra security and fireproofing. And this is the second bedroom. So it looks north. I love these wooden windowsills here. And north is where we get the best light in Australia. And again, that lovely finish, that earthy finish. And yeah, so this room goes out to the shed and that beautiful hill out the back, the driveway, and then the hill at the top that you know so well if you've seen my previous vlogs. And here I am. Hello. Hello. And okay, so this kitchen was made to fit our huge fridge because when you live this far out of town, you tend to buy big and fresh food. And we were going to use like an air fryer and a countertop cooktop, and then that's a little breakfast bar for 2 seats, and this corner would fit 2 lounges, like a 2-seater lounge. There's also really great storage sort of usage here, and that one comes out as well. So even though it's a tiny home, it's really practical in so many ways. These are all my choices of colours. So then we go down here, the bathroom, toilet, hello, the toilet, shower, and then this, and so these windows they open 2 different ways. So that's looking north, and then looking east, which is I always like to have sunrise from my pillow. So that's where the sun comes up, and then the water tanks are there, and doggies, and a big wardrobe again, another big wardrobe. So that was it, all that hard work for this sweet little house. And it's a really hot day today, and it is so cool and comfortable, like so comfortable. It does have a fan, but it doesn't need it at all. It is, even without a veranda or anything on it yet, it is so incredibly cool and comfortable. It's and that's one of the benefits of hempcrete. It's an incredible insulator. So over to the shed and the carport. I don't think I've ever I never imagined I'd fall in love with a shed, but I love this shed. So as most most of you know who have been following the vlog, I live with a disease, and the opposite of disease is not health, it's ease, which means there was not enough ease in my life, which created the disease in my body over decades of stress and trauma. So in the decade that I've been living with rheumatoid arthritis, I've made ease one of my highest priorities, and it not only helps me manage this disease, I believe it helps heal me in all sorts of other ways as well. Anyway, since I was out here, since the last vlog, I got really sick again and couldn't walk, couldn't do much at all. You know, I had a lovely carer helping dress me. My daughter puts my shoes and socks on, that sort of thing. Back to where I was a few years ago and a few years before that. It's cyclical. It just seems to be that every time I want to reach a new level in myself, it comes back to help crack open the deep-seated stuff that needs releasing. And because the pain is so intense, I cry it out and it releases, and when I come out the other side, I am on a new level in myself. I'm a lot more ready for the next level, for another upper limit. And so it, in some ways, as much as I don't want to live with disease, it is a friend who teaches me so much. Anyway, I was having this particularly hard day, and I had to come out here to get someone to do a very small job for me. And there'd been, one of the reasons I stopped the vlog was because there was just so much to micromanage, and on this particular day I came out on my own, and I couldn't get, there's two gates I have to go through. So there's a private road that leads to this land, and it's owned by a lovely farmer, one of my neighbours, and it goes for 4 kilometres, but he's a cattle farmer, which means he's got to keep the gates closed. So at one end there's double gates, and then 4 kilometres further on there's another gate, and then we get near my place. And on this particular day I had a really hard time getting in and out of the car to do the gate, so I had to lift my leg. My hip, the pain was in my hip, and it was just so severe I couldn't lift my leg without my hands manually lifting my leg. So I got out of the car and opened the gate, walked back to the car, got back in, lifted my leg back in, drove through, got out again, closed the gate, got back in the car, lifted my leg, got back in. By the time I'd done that first gate, I was sobbing, and yeah, it was a really big day. It was one of those days that are a turning point. Anyway, I got through got the 4, drove the 4 miles, 4 kilometres, and did the same thing through the second gate. And then I met the person who was helping me do this small job out here, and the job was something that I could have done as an abled person, and there was just weeding and a few other small things, putting up a sign for me, and things that I could have easily done before, my hands and wrists were fused, and before I lost all the strength in them and that sort of thing. Anyway, I'd given her a list. She's a handy person, and I'd given her a list of what we needed, like a spirit level and something to put the pickets in, some wire cutters to string the sign on, everything. And so I got out here, and she'd forgotten everything. So she was doing some weeding, but she had forgotten everything. And she played a part in my soul's evolution, definitely. Doggies? Hey, no fighting. And so I'd gone through all that pain for the gates to come out here for nothing, and then I had to go through all that pain going back in. And I drove back in. I didn't listen to a podcast or music or anything, just let myself sit with what had happened. And I realised then that as much as I love this place, it's never going to be easy, and I can't subject myself to a life of more hardship. I need to choose ease. Sorry, I thought I was going to be alright telling this story, but anyway, so I just trust that this land has played its role It got me away from where I was. I had to leave suburbia, and it was a really comfortable setting, and it was only through falling in love with this hill and this sky that gave me the courage to move. But I'm selling. It's all on the market. A real estate listed it, and so someone else will get to enjoy the house and everything else. But what gives me the courage to keep going and to trust in all of this is that, as much as it breaks my heart to a degree, as you have just seen, another part of me is sort of really curious, because I will make money from it, so that's a positive thing. So it hasn't all been in vain. It will give me more opportunity to get something else than what I had. But also, I looked at this as an adventure from the start, from that very first or second or third vlog that I did up north. And I said I was scared, but I was going to look at it as an adventure. And I have. I've looked at this whole journey with this land and house as an adventure. So it makes it a lot easier to let go of. I don't deny there's been some really hard tears, especially when we've been out here at sunset, which is the most beautiful time of day out here, and we come out here for sunset a lot, and there's just butterflies all over the place at the moment, and you know, there's so much beauty, but it's never going to be easy. There's always going to be fences damaged by wild pigs. There's always going to be deers eating my garden, wild deers eating my garden, rabbits, possums, everything else eating my gardens, which means then there's fences, a lot of fencing costs, a lot of fencing maintenance. And I was okay with that initially. I just thought I'll just do one step at a time, it'll be fine, one step at a time. But I think the reality of it has set in, and hey doggy, and I just I've decided to let it go. And so while there is absolutely heartbreak, there is also relief, and there is curiosity, and there is excitement over what's next, and why this place, the things that this place has taught me, why they'll help me in the next chapter. So I don't know if I'll do any more vlogs, because I sort of feel like the vlog was attached to this chapter. I'll certainly do some more little videos, because I've learnt to love video work through this, and I'm grateful to all of you for that, for giving me an opportunity to create for you. I'll still do little videos, but I don't know that I'll do the full vlogs after this one, because I don't know, it just feels like it belongs here. So it's an unexpected twist indeed, and but it's okay. It's okay, because it's taught me so much, and the year and a half I've had with this land has been incredibly healing for me. And also my choice to let it go, even though it's hard, is a choice, a commitment to ease, and it's showing life that I am committed to ease, and I'm not willing to create more hardship for myself, despite how beautiful this place is. So it will become someone else's slice of heaven, and I'm really grateful for the time I've had with it. Yeah. And I'm really grateful to all of you for sharing this journey with me. There's a big difference between overcoming a challenge and forcing something that is not the best choice for you. It can take a lot of courage to let go, but surrender also brings freedom. It opens space for the next leg of the adventure. And life is that, if we want it to be. A beautiful adventure, one that is full of surprises if we keep our heart open to them.